We're getting new details about the attempted attack on a Paris police station earlier today. The Paris prosecutor has opened a terrorism investigation.
A man carrying a knife and wearing a fake explosive walked into the station. He was shot and killed by police.
On the phone in Paris is our Elaine Cobbe. Elaine, what are French authorities saying about this?
The French prosecutor has said that the man was carrying a butcher's knife. He went up to the police station in the 18th district of Paris, the north of the city. He showed them the weapon, and he cried out, "Allah Akbar, Allah is great." The police fired on him almost immediately, killing him. They said they had seen wires hanging from his jacket. He was wearing a camouflage-patterned parka-style jacket. Now, they sent a robot to check the body and found that he was, in fact, wearing a fake explosive vest. Police investigators say they believe he wanted the police at the station to believe it was real. They also found on him his cell phone. They're hoping to use that to maybe work out who he was, because they didn't find any ID papers. And they found a piece of paper on which was drawn the ISIS flag.
Elaine, you mentioned that this happened at the 18th District Police Station. What's that section of Paris like? What's the neighborhood like?
It's a popular neighborhood. There are a lot of people who live there. It's sort of on the other side of Montmartre and the Sacré-Cœur Basilica, so not a touristy end, more modest neighborhood. A lot of old Parisian families and newer immigrant families. It's a lively place with a lot of restaurants and cafes and quite a young population as well.
Elaine, you know, this, of course, is happening 1 year after the Charlie Hebdo attacks. Have authorities said anything at all yet about whether they think that might have been a factor?
They haven't officially made that link, but the anti-terror police are in charge of the investigation. And, of course, they are looking at the fact that it happened on this day. In fact, it was within minutes of President François Hollande talking to police officers from Paris at a ceremony to remember 3 of theirs who were killed last January during those 3 days of shootings. And, of course, Paris is still on edge. So the police are out in force. The only public memorial for the Charlie Hebdo shootings will be held on Sunday at the Place de la République. There was nothing organized today beyond that official ceremony with the police. But as an example of just how edgy people are here, they aren't going out as much in the evening, and it's the second day of the January sales, and the stores are half empty, and that's unusual.
Yeah, that's the question that I was going to ask you. Is there a somber feeling in the city, a nervous, jittery feeling in the city?
Yes, it's definitely a little more nervous. The attacks last January were on, if you will, clear targets: journalists, police, a kosher supermarket, whereas the attacks in November were very much against Parisians, against anyone out and about on a Friday night. And so people are much more aware that anyone can be a target. And the fact that somebody chose today to try to attack a police station has people a lot more jittery. Social media is filled with people saying, "Oh no, please no, not again."
Elaine Cobbe on the phone from Paris. Thanks a lot, Elaine.